Hi, welcome. Sammy here for our tarot astrology reading. It is Wednesday, the 25th, and I'm so happy to be here with you. So why don't we start by taking a few deep breaths and we'll chant Om together. And tonight might be a little bit different. I'm starting to play around with the idea of doing a more in-depth astrological overview for the week, and then sort of more keeping it sort of more about the tarot on the other days, and maybe talking about if something big is changing. But since some days there's really less dramatic changes happening in the sky than others, I think it might be good to give a really in-depth weekly reading. So let me know how that feels for you guys, what you think, if you would miss hearing more details about the planets in the sky every day, or if you think that might sound good. And I would definitely also put sort of like timestamps in the caption so that if you wanted to look for a particular day, you could always do that too, looking ahead. But in the meantime, why don't we take 3 deep breaths together and then we'll chant Om. Welcome! Hi, love. Came just in time for the breathing. Okay. Feels so good to check in with you guys that way, to feel that vibration together. Welcome. Oh, hi Tracy. I'm so happy you're here. So good to see you. So, I'm not sure if you were on earlier or when I started, but I was just talking about maybe doing a very in-depth astrological reading for the week and the overview, and then on the day-to-day to sort of highlight any big shifts happening in the sky, but to do like one big, juicy, longer weekly reading, and then for the other days we can have our maybe a tarot reading and touch in on anything. So I'd love to know what you think about that, how that feels, because if you might really miss those more in-depth daily astrology readings, then maybe we could work out keeping that as part of it. So anyway, oh yeah, so as for today, oh, you love that idea. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. That's very kind to share that perspective. And yeah, so for today, oh, you're too sweet. No, you're not too sweet. Keep being sweet. I appreciate you. So actually, I was outside earlier, and it was right before a whole bunch of clouds rolled in over the sky, but I was able to see the moon, and then very close by it, a bright light that was Mars. And I recently learned this trick where if you're trying to tell if you're looking at a planet or a star, you do the twinkle test, and if it's twinkling a little bit, then it's a star, and if it's got more steady light, then you are looking at a planet. And so if you look out tonight and you look near the moon and you see a very bright looking point, it is probably Mars, because Mars and the moon are both in Aries today, and they will continue on tomorrow. And tomorrow we know is big national holiday. It is Thanksgiving, which is definitely a bittersweet holiday because of the origins of the story that it's connected with in this country about, the Pilgrims, and we all know the reality of what happened when the settlers arrived here, and the injustice and the tragedy that took place for the people who were already here. And so I think it's really important to do two things around this holiday. One, I think it's really important to acknowledge and talk about and do something to honor the people whose land this is. And at the same time, we can also realize that the tradition of having a fall harvest celebration and having a holiday that's centered around gratitude is a really beautiful thing. So I am really inspired by the idea of maybe finding a way to have a celebration about gratitude, and that highlights the beautiful themes of the fall, that celebrates togetherness and being grateful for what we have, and coming together, even if this year it's not the same for a lot of people. But I think we can do that, and then we can also acknowledge that the origins of this holiday in this country are very tragic, and that there's a lot we can do to help on any given day. So whether it's doing donations or educating ourselves or having conversations with others and looking at ways to try to help the wrongs that have been done. I think all of that is beautiful, and it doesn't have to be one or the other. So I'm looking forward to doing both tomorrow, to eating some yummy foods and also honoring the past in an appropriate way. So that said, that is tomorrow, and all day tomorrow the moon will still be in Aries, and with Mars, so the moon and Mars together, and that is a lot of fire energy, a lot of taking action and expressing ourselves directly, and actually at about this time, so at about 10 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time p.m., the moon will shift into Taurus. So we've had a lot of fire energy, especially as the sun has just moved into Sagittarius a few days ago. But tomorrow night, it's kind of funny because Taurus is known for liking to rest and food and all of that. And so just as everyone has had their festivities and is lying down to go to sleep, or maybe just getting the party started, the moon will move into the sensual sign of Taurus. So whatever it is that you're doing tomorrow, I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you feel a lot of love, and maybe do something for the indigenous folks of the world, something positive, like maybe donating something. And if you do that, if you see this, and if you do donate tomorrow, then send me a message or show me something or tell me that you did it, and we can schedule a personal tarot reading for you. So with that, let's pull a few cards. Okay. I'm gonna take a breath and shuffle. first card for tonight. The Nine of Wands. A beautiful card, beautiful witch, standing up. Bruised but not broken is the message of this card. So she's got some bandages on, but is still standing, and there are 9 wands here, which means lots of energy, lots of creative potential, and lots of strength. So even if you're feeling hurt, or even if you've been through something hard recently, if you've been given any rough blows, either physically, emotionally, whatever it is, recognize how much strength you still have and that it hasn't really brought you down. Not in any serious way. You're still going, and also the 9 means you're close to 10, so you just keep going, and rewards are very close at hand for your hard work. The second card, oh, another 9. The 9 of Swords. So here you have a lovely witch who is looking a little bit sad, a little bit down in her bed. It looks like it's the middle of the night, probably. It's just a very dark room, and she looks like she's crying or very upset. And behind are 9 swords hanging on the wall or in the air. And I think this is a very interesting card because she's not able to see that, first of all, there's no real threat. It's the suit of air, of intellect, of ideas. So whatever it is that's paining her is an idea, and the swords are in the distance, in the background. They have plenty of ability to be used in whatever way that she wants. So there's a lot of power to focus all of that mind energy in whatever direction. And also, there's no real sword that is threatening her, because they are evenly spaced and they are hanging out in the background. So it's a card that's kind of like a reminder not to get stuck in our heads and not to let ideas and fears hurt us, especially if our physical reality is actually beautiful and comfortable and safe, like hers is. She's got this lovely, comfy looking bed and a cozy, warm bedspread with roses on it. And even though she's feeling her feelings, she's really okay. Let's see, I wonder if this is another 9. No, we have, oh, it is a 9. It's the 9th card. We just got 3 9s. I'm gonna have to look what that might mean, but 9 times 3 is 27, reduces down to 9. It's 9. 9 is the number for tonight. So we have here the Hermit, and you have a witch here who her long white hair symbolizes her wisdom and her experience, and she's standing in a space that looks very sacred. The window kind of looks like some kind of church or holy place, and she's in a very reflective mode. It looks like she's maybe shutting down a computer or maybe opening it up. It's hard to tell. What do you think? But it's a card that calls for meditation, appreciating who we are and what we have and what we've learned, and really valuing what you have to give on your own without any other anything but what you have inside of you. And meditation is a great way to feel this in your body. So we have 3 9s in a row tonight. the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and then the Hermit. Calling us to not give up even if you're a little bit hurt. To remember that oftentimes our problems are just in our head and we actually are okay and great. And to spend time meditating and appreciating all that we have to give and all that we've learned. So let's take a breath together. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful evening and a lovely, lovely day tomorrow. Whatever it is that you do, reach out with any questions or if you need anything. And I know that this time of year can bring up a lot for some people, so if you could use some support or maybe a reading or anything like that, however I can support you, just don't hesitate to send a message, and have a beautiful night.